Erdogan falsely has decided to imprison. It's just so stupid. It's so ridiculous. It's so obviously a power grab once again from a dude whose popularity obviously has been eviscerated due to his own dictatorial regimes or due to his own dictatorial attitude. But yeah, holy moly, there's a massive rally taking place in Turkey right now.
Bize uyku yok. Ekrem Başkan gözaltındayken bize
He's saying without, well, where Ekrem leader is under assault and in prison, we will not sleep.
Çağlayan'daysa Çağlayan'dayız. Yanı başındayız.
He says wherever he is, we're right by his side.
Saraçhane'dir. İstanbul onu, Saraçhane'yi ona, onu Saraçhane'ye emanet etmiştir. Buradayız. Hep birlikteyiz.
We're all here
together. Sahip çıkmak için
we're here to take ownership over Ekrem, the president.
Terk etmiyor mücadeleyi ve sizin iradenizi sahipleniyoruz.
Ekrem Başkan, he's a mayor. He's a mayor of Istanbul, but mayors are very important. They have like governor levels of power, especially the mayor of Istanbul is the most important, just so you guys understand. And he was seen as like the most popular opposition leader in Turkey to create a coalition that could finally topple the Erdogan regime through the democratic process. And that's precisely the reason why Recep Tayyip Erdoğan has falsely decided to imprison him. Turkish politics is obviously always going to be a clown show, except guess what? So is American politics. You're going to learn, okay? The things that we're watching in Turkey that Recep Tayyip Erdoğan is doing, I'm going to be honest with you. Americans, watch closely. This is how it goes. This is how it works, okay? I'm letting you know right now. What's happening in Turkey today is going to be happening in America tomorrow, okay? America is Turkifying at an alarming rate, as I've said before. The Trump administration is Turkifying the United States of America. Little Orbans all around Europe, popping up left and right. And as you can see, this is a major coalition. While İmamoğlu himself is, I think he's CHP, right? He's from the Social Democratic Party. You can see all of the flags. You got leftist parties out there. You got the Turkish parties like TIP. You have socialist and trade unionist Turkish parties there as well. And all the banners are out. This is the entirety. And you know, this is a very, very, very frustrating situation for obviously the Turks who have been living under the incredibly cruel Erdogan regime for the past couple of decades. So, CHP is the biggest social party in Europe. It's not a, what do you mean social? It's a social democratic party, and it's barely a social democratic party at this point. It's barely a party at this point. The opposition in and of itself is just basically not Erdogan. Okay? That's it. Erdogan has destroyed everything in the country. In any case, has the watermelon salesman's time run out? That's really funny that you guys are asking that question, because the watermelon salesman's time should have run out a long time ago. And yet he is truly the Teflon Don. Okay. I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, this guy has been able to withstand so much. Elinden gelen her şeyi yaptılar son bir aydır. En son saçma sapan bir sebeple iptal ettirdiler. I know. I've been following this stuff I've been following the drama in the backdrop. In Turkey, you have to have a college diploma to retain certain positions in the government. What's ironic, of course, is that Recep Tayyip Erdoğan doesn't have a real diploma, and everybody knows it, but it's more so like a you're going to do about it type situation. And yet he is now using that as a false justification to go after his main opposition leader, who is, of course, significantly more popular. I mean, he's probably the most popular opposition leader, and someone who could definitely overthrow Erdogan. Amına koyayım, was I know, ne I know. Sen iddiaları okudun mu? Diploma sadece bir tane olay okudun mu, suçlamaları? Niye okumuyorsun? Niye 3 sene önceden Cumhurbaşkanı adaylarını seçmek istedi CHP? Ben biliyorsun uşağıyım şeyin. İngilizlerin uşağıyım arkadaş. Ondan böyle söylüyorum. İsrail ve İngilizlerin uşağıyım. Anyway, I love when Recep Tayyip Erdoğan defenders will come into this chat and try to speak in English and try to yell at me in English. And the thing that they will try to do is like either A, claim that I am a servant of the British and a servant of Israel. I mean, the servant of the British one is the funniest one because like what kind of motion does England have, right? Like Turks will say, some reactionary Turks will say, you are a servant of the British, which I think is really funny. But bir gündür internet aşırı yavaş, erişimimiz yok hiçbir şeye. They're saying that the internet is slowed down in Turkey as well. Anyway, yeah, I mean Turkey is cooked again, once again. Here, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's going on here, okay? You guys might be this is breaking news, but this is where you get the breaking news, especially when it comes to breaking news about Turkey. Aktroller her yerde, seni bile bulmuşlar. Bunlara platform verme. Ulan ne platformu vereceğim abi? Saçmalama. Burada biz herkesin sağcılarına basıyoruz yani. Türk sağcısı da olsa, nerenin sağcısı da olsa ağzına sokarım laflarını yani. Korkacak bir şey yok.
Opposition have defied a ban of protests. It was issued after the arrest of President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan's main political rival, the popular mayor of Istanbul, Ekrem İmamoğlu. Well, the protest ban...
Ekrem İmamoğlu. Ekrem İmamoğlu. Which means the son of an imam. Okay? Anyway, listen. This guy is the mayor of Istanbul, and the mayor of Istanbul is a very important position in Turkish politics. It's not like the mayor of New York, okay? It's not a real mayoral position in the way that it is in the United States of America. It's closer to a governor in terms of the awesome powers that and the leadership and the responsibility that this person has. Considering that Istanbul is the largest city in Turkey, when you are the mayor, you have a high likelihood of maybe even one day becoming the president, right? So he is the mayor and the most popular leader in the opposition, right? He was detained falsely for... He had his diploma revoked. For the past week, Recep Tayyip Erdoğan's been talking about Ekrem İmamoğlu's diploma, okay, his college diploma. He's saying it's fraudulent. Now, it's not, right? But they've just been claiming that, and they basically were able to revoke his diploma and then imprison him and say that, your diploma that we stole from you is actually fake, and now... And now, for that reason, you're going to jail because you lied about your educational attainment in order to get this position. Now, in the past, there are a million different reasons and a million different ways in which the Turkish government has falsely imprisoned people. The most famous one initially was, oh, you're PKK, you're a part of the PKK, you support terrorism, you're going to jail. Okay. Then it evolved into, oh, you're a part of the Fethullah Gülen movement. Fethullah Gülen he died, a American CIA asset from the same coalition that Recep Tayyip Erdoğan is initially from as well. Right-wing Muslim cleric living in, or used to live in, a right-wing Muslim cleric that used to live in the Poconos, CIA asset, has a lot of fucking schools, has a movement, has a major movement, as a matter of fact, backed by the United States government, backed by the CIA, and some of the more famous people from his movement, of course, are Enes Kanter. So you know exactly what these guys are doing. But sometimes Recep Tayyip Erdoğan and his administration will point to people who actually were aligned with the Fethullah Gülen movement, and there was an entire parallel state. I'm not going to get into it, but there was a coup that failed. Erdogan seized control of even more power, declared martial law after the coup, and then did a referendum, changed the constitution of Turkey, made it a presidential instead of a parliamentary system as it was initially. So then, now we get to the third movement, I guess, which is bullshit. This is now Erdogan claiming that your diploma is fake and then revoking your diploma and then putting you in fucking jail. Okay? Now, Americans might recognize some of these things that are happening. Okay?
Menfaat temin ettikleri yönde ciddi suçlamalar var.
Nihat abi bir dakika. Şimdi
you might recognize this is the Turkish CNN. Everything is right wing. I don't know what the Turkish channels and their political perspectives are, but I'm pretty sure, like, with the exception of a couple independent papers, they're all right wing. They're all privately owned. They're all basically pro regime. You can't really have like a newspaper, or you can't really have a newspaper or a media outlet that isn't like kind of pro regime. The Turkish government just shut down a whole donut chain because it was linked to FETÖ. That makes sense. So Halk TV, Sözcü TV, please pull them up. Okay, we're not gonna watch Turkish TV right now as I try to, like, in real time translate it to an American audience. Chatters. Türkler, arkadaşlar, burada ya bunlar Amerikalılar izliyor beni yani. Özür dilerim ama burada bütün gün translate edemem yani Türkçe Söz TV'si ya da Halk TV'nin kanalını.
Ban issued by the governor of Istanbul came amid reports of the clampdown on social media platforms. The detention has occurred just days before the opposition figure was due to be announced as the presidential candidate for the Republican People's Party. Well, Mr. İmamoğlu posted the following statement just before.
The Republican People's Party, by the way, is CHP, okay? That's what it is. That's the Social Democratic Party in Turkey. Just for Americans, before you think like, oh, what do you mean Republican? Like, no, it's not the same. That's supposed to be like the liberal left party, okay? But it's also weird because like Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, despite being socially repressive and fairly right-wing and initially coming to power and doing a whole bit of privatization of state-owned enterprise, he has now basically been responsible over the course of the past decade or so through this hyperinflation crisis that Turkey is exhibiting. He's been responsible for the massively expansive welfare state as well. So Turkish politics is very difficult to comprehend from the perspective of American politics, where you got liberals and you got Republicans, you got conservatives, you got Democrats. It's hard to frame it in the same way, because while Erdogan is incredibly right-wing and socially repressive, and his major constituency are a lot of reactionary hogs in Turkey, Erdogan's administration basically has expanded the welfare state quite frequently and in a quite significant capacity as well. You know, that's where it is. It's like, it's odd. And also, they're technically pro-refugee because Erdogan is pro-refugee, and the left or liberal coalition is kind of anti-refugee as well. They don't like Syrian refugees. That also is a unique part of this process as well, because, like, Erdogan wants Syrian refugees to come into Turkey because he wants money from the European Union, which he got. He also wants a lot of the power that he gets from having like 6 million Syrian refugees in his country. He also gets to, control what's happening in Syria. Obviously, he did that recently, and that was a big, that was a big deal for him. And also in Turkey, liberals and not leftists, but like I would say liberals are very anti-Arab, because they think like they're very secular, so they see being Arab as like how do I describe it? they see being Arab as like being lesser than being Turkish, like that Arabs are barbaric, and the feeling overall is that they're all super Muslim, and we don't like that. We don't like any sort of demonstration of Islam. So it's like there's a lot of racism there as well. Anyway, but this isn't to say that I think that Recep Tayyip Erdoğan is a good person at all. He is not. He is a horrible, incredibly corrupt monster. Incredibly corrupt. Like Recep Tayyip Erdoğan's corruption it makes like the Doge, Elon Musk, Donald Trump saga look like the most above board legal thing you've ever seen. Like Recep Tayyip Erdoğan and I would say like Vladimir Putin, like these guys do corruption to a degree that is impossible to understand. Okay, you can't comprehend it with your Westoid brain is what I mean. They basically run their governments like a fucking fleshlight. Okay, there are non-racist liberals too, for those who might take that statement as all liberals, but it's true, there is racism to a degree. Yeah, exactly. There's, of course, it's a massive coalition of people that fucking range from like Kurdish parties, people that range from socialist parties all the way to like the most prominent social democratic party, and even like former Erdogan parties, former Erdogan-aligned parties that are also a part of the coalition against Erdogan. So it's massive. It's like basically, on the one hand, you have Erdogan and you have the Nationalist Party, the ultra-nationalists, MHP, right? These guys, the Grey Wolves. They're on the one side, they're the governing coalition in perpetuity. On the other side, you have the rest of the country that's like, dude, stop, pretty much. So there is no like real ideological consistency in that coalition beyond we just don't want fucking Erdogan to run the country anymore. Holy shit, he is so goddamn corrupt. So that's what it is.
Arrest.
Üzülerek söylüyorum. Milletimizin iradesini
I say with regret that
This guy is doing a This is Ekrem İmamoğlu, by the way, the governor of Istanbul. He's he's doing a get ready with me, as he's like, get ready with me as I go to prison for being falsely detained by the regime that is terrified of being unseated. Okay, that's how you do a get ready with me. All right, you see that, Democrats?
a handful of minds are trying to usurp the will of our nation by abusing the police. The security forces of this country have massed at the door of my home, homes of 16 million Istanbulites. Hundreds of police are massed. We are facing bullying, but I want you to know that I won't be undaunted. I love you all so much. I entrust myself to my people. Let all our nation know that I will stand upright.
Hepinizi çok seviyorum. Ben kendimi milletime emanet ediyorum.
I will continue to fight with that person and his mind, which uses this whole process like an apparatus.
Aparat gibi kullanan aklıyla mücadeleye devam edeceğim.
So that was Ekrem İmamoğlu speaking, issuing that statement just before his arrest. And of course, now we are seeing protesters out on the streets. So we are monitoring the live shot of that as well. But we know that supporters of this Turkish opposition have been defying what was a ban of protests. They are out on the streets. So a lot of a fast-moving, developing situation when it comes to what is happening in Turkey. Let's cross over to Istanbul because Emily Wither joins us.
Abi canlı yayında iktidar yanlısı kanal muhabirine saldırmışlar. Akit öfkeli kalabalık tarafından linçlendi.
Gelecek diyelim, bakın. Bak görüyorsunuz. Canlı yayındayız biz. Bu bizi yıldıran.
So this is a pro Erdogan like regime news outlet, and he's trying to cover the situation. He's trying to cover it. And then the guys figure out what news outlet he's from and just beat the shit out of him.
Bundan emin olabilirsiniz. Hiç önemli değil bizim için. Bizim için hiç önemli değil. Bizim için canlı yayındayız. Bizim için hiç önemli değil.
Bro, can you imagine? I mean, I'm not going to say anything. Never mind. I am not allowed. I am not at liberty to say how I feel about this. But hey, I disavow these Turks for doing this. Siktirin gidin lan. Ne yapıyorsunuz? Ne yapıyorsunuz? Siktirin gidin lan. Oh no. Oh my God. Okay.
Ne yapıyorsunuz?
He says, we're not like who do you think you're kicking out of their position? I'm not moving. What are you doing? I'm not moving. That's what you're saying. Bro, the Turkish unks do not play around. Turkish unks do not play around, dude. Amcalar vuruyorlar yani. Dayı mayı ama dayıyorlar yani. Helal olsun, ne diyeyim.
Polislerin yanına geçeceğiz. Polislerin yanına geçeceğiz.
Yeah, he goes, I'm going next to the cops. I'm going next to the cops.
Polislerin yanına geçeceğiz. Gel. Gel. Çıkın. Bir dakika. Evet, polislerin yanına geldik. Gördünüz, canlı yayında getirdik ekranlarınıza, bakın. Hiç kimseyi provoke etmedik. Sadece yayınımızı yapıyorduk. Bize nasıl...
Bro, immediately dives into a crowd of cops and just goes, look, you see, we were just trying to do our regular news broadcast. Our ancestors slapped horses to death with their bare hands, lol. The Janissaries, yeah, Yeniçeriler. Aga başta bayrağı vuruyor ya muhabir. Adam düşen bayrağı elemanın kafasında kırıyor. Vay be.
Saldırdıklarını canlı yayında herkes gördü. Bakın.
He's like, yeah, you see, everyone saw it live. They attacked me.
Bu
Are these guys pro Erdoğan? No, the news outlet is pro Erdoğan, super pro Erdoğan. This is a regime television channel. Yeah, Erdoğan is a chameleon. He collaborated with the CHP when it was convenient to defang the military deep state, and with Gülen when it was convenient to access their network. Now it's with the ultra-nationalists. I mean, yeah, he just only cares about power and also making sure that he can use the government coffers as his personal wallet. You know?
aslında provokasyonun da kimin yaptığını gösteriyor.
Yeah, he goes, this is, now you can see who's really doing the provocation, who's doing the provoking here in real time on live news. You can see it.
Biz polisin yanındayız. Hiçbir suçumuz, hiçbir günahımız yok. Canlı yayın yapıyoruz ve bize saldırdılar. Bakın.
Yeah, we didn't do anything wrong. We're just live streaming and then they attacked
Bize
us.
saldırdılar. Bakın şu an polis memurları etrafımıza, polislerin arasına girdik. Bak evet, bize el sallıyorlar. Bizi tehdit ediyorlar. Polislerin arasında bile bizi tehdit ediyorlar. Bakın.
Here's the thing, okay? A lot of chatters, especially in America, are looking at this and going like, what do you mean? What is their crime here? I don't understand. This is the way that Turkish people see these people is just an extension of Erdoğan. Okay? A very significant extension of Erdoğan. So everything that Erdoğan does, they look at this guy and they go, you are responsible for it because you're doing propaganda for it. Fuck you. Okay? It's a little different. It's not like a Republican guy or attacking like CNN or some shit like that. That's not. There's no comparison. Like the closest analog here would be One America News Network or something, and even then, it's not the same. It's like you have no idea what it's like to be undermined and dominated and be fearful of being thrown into jail for basically 30 years at this point. This is like third world stuff. This is developing nation shit. You don't understand what that looks like in a place like the United States of America yet. You don't understand what it looks like in a place like the United States of America yet. Because you are going to learn what it's like to exist in under the oppressive thumb of an authoritarian strongman doing whatever the fuck he wants to do and ruining the economy and ruining all hope. Yet is what I mean, because America is bouldering in that direction. Isn't this why Turkey's not in the EU? No, the real reason why Turkey's not. Yeah, European countries don't actually do riots regularly. Hello? What are you talking about? Which European country doesn't riot all the time? It's harder to figure out a European country that doesn't fucking riot. It's easier to figure out a European country that doesn't riot. Anyway, no, the real reason why Turkey is never going to be a part of the European Union is because it's 90 million Muslims and Europeans are insanely Islamophobic. That would never happen. Are you kidding me? They don't even like Polish people. What are you talking about? You think they're going to be open to Muslims? Get out of here. Yeah. It's not about rights, it's about democracy. It's not valid in Turkey. Yeah, sure, dude. Yeah, totally. The European nations definitely care about democracy. The fuck are you talking about? You got Hungary right there. Okay, shut up. Also, it has nothing to do with real democracy. That's just cope. Don't listen to any number of different reasons that like the EU claims Turkey can't join the EU. I'm telling you right now, it's not the repression. It's not the fact that it's not democratic or a true democracy. It is entirely because it's just a nation of Muslims. It is seen as a direct faucet of Muslim migration coming from all these scary places. That's what Erdogan used to his advantage as well when dealing with Europe for the longest time. He was like, yeah, you don't want to arrest this like Kurdish journalist in the Netherlands or whatever? Guess what? I will literally send 6 million Syrians to the Greek border right now. That was his weapon to wield against Europe. That was a big part of the reason why he was so pro Syrian refugees. That and because he got money. He'd be like, oh, dude, if you don't do my wishes, if you don't do my bidding, I will ship the Syrian migrants directly, the Syrian refugees directly to your doorstep. Yeah, they've seized all of his assets right here. Ekrem İmamoğlu ortağı oldu. İmamoğlu inşaata savcılık kararı. They seized his company. This is his construction company that he is a partner in. He's a co-owner of. They seized his assets. They literally threw him in jail. It's just completely ridiculous. Yeah, it's just regular dictator shit, you know? This Erdogan guy seems like he would do great on corrupt talk. What the hell is corrupt talk? Yeah, okay. Let's continue.
Live now. In a moment,
Does the EU say nothing? Yeah, Erdogan has the most motion right now in terms of foreign policy. So good luck. Like they'll maybe lightly condemn, if they ever condemn him at all. This is the highest he has ever been in terms of his foreign policy. He hand-delivered Syria to America and Israel. He has continued delivering energy to Syria, or not Syria, sorry, to Israel through logistics and shipping company, while simultaneously doing a BDS on Israel. Fake. Okay, they changed the manuscripts to make it seem like they're shipping stuff to Palestine when in fact they're actually directly shipping it to Israel. He is saying that he's going to defend Zelensky. He took that aura farming photo with Zelensky with the umbrellas. Like, it's just, or manifest, not manuscript. Sorry. I said the wrong word. The shipping manifest. He is pro-Ukraine. He cooked Syria at the behest of NATO and America and Israel. This is the highest. He is enjoying tremendous amounts of support. The arc of history bends towards Erdogan. Yeah. So I don't think that the European leaders or anyone really is going to get that mad about Erdogan. As a matter of fact, I would go so far as to say the reason why he thinks he's capable of doing this without much pushback from European counterparts is because of the incredible plays he's made. He's like a playmaker, dude. This is like, if you got a superstar quarterback and I don't know, he's on the verge of winning your fourth Super Bowl for you, and you know, maybe he's got a little bit of a drug problem on the side. Maybe he beats his wife or whatever. People are gonna look in the other direction. They're gonna be like, "Come on, dude, he throws the football really good." That's the attitude. That is the attitude that people have towards Erdogan, other leaders have towards Erdogan, especially right now. What the F? Why am I following this fool? I'm out. I don't know. Why are you following me, Godfather? Maybe you'll learn a thing or two about politics, though, if you stay in.
We will get the very latest from her, but just a little bit of background to this, because Turkish prosecutors have spoken since that statement by Ekrem İmamoğlu. They have said that Mr. İmamoğlu has been charged with being head of a criminal organization and also of bribery and extortion. They say that there are also local reports that he's accused of aiding the...
All of the... Yeah. Oh, they hit him with the PKK too? Nice. Bro, there is something really funny about Recep Tayyip Erdoğan saying that Ekrem İmamoğlu is aiding the PKK. which is a classic. Trump is doing that right now, saying that all undocumented immigrants are actually terrorists. If you support Palestine, you're a terrorist. You're getting shipped out of this country. That's what Erdogan always has done, right? Saying, oh, you're PKK. Oh, you're Fethullah Gülen. Now, what's funny about it, especially saying this right now, is that Erdogan is the officially most pro-PKK guy out there. His coalition literally brought Öcalan, Abdullah Öcalan, the leader of the PKK that has been arrested, life in prison, living on a fucking island, okay? They literally talked to him and told him to do a call to put down your arms to all Kurdish revolutionary groups, okay? That happened like a month ago. So for him to turn around and be like, and this guy's pro-PKK, fuck him, is really funny. Like you literally did a treaty with the PKK like last week. What do you mean this guy's pro-PKK?
The banned Kurdish Workers' Party, an organization that is banned.